Here we are, waiting for our man Jackson to hop in. He's a little late, but here we are, December 8th. I have not slept in 36 hours, but it does not matter because sleep is for the weak, and I'm here. How are you doing?
You want to hear a funny story?
What's
Can
up?
you hear me? Do you want to hear a funny story?
Yeah, I can hear. Yeah, I just said, tell me the funny story.
So I got a little foot procedure done on Monday, and I have to soak it in water. And so I went to the zoo today, so I'm stressing every which way. So I literally just dropped my phone 3 minutes ago, and it bounced into the water, fully submerged. It's working.
Did you get surgery on your foot? You did not mention this at all.
I did. Yeah, Monday was a tough day.
What happened? What happened to your foot?
I've had a toe issue for a couple months now, and
what do you do playing? Did you do it playing golf or something, or just
dude? I was doing the sickest kickflip, and it just.
And did you just fuck up ligaments or the structure?
No, I'm just. I'm just kidding. Yeah, it was from a compilation of probably skateboarding, golf, just non-proper.
Just life,
just life. But my phone completely submerged in water, and it shut down right as you sent the link, and I was sending it to my Twitter, and I don't know, man. Fingers crossed, it's working right now. So
before we could start the show today, I want to show you what I haven't slept tonight, and it's been 36 hours since I've almost finished building the website. Ready?
Oh, very cool.
All right, ready? Nice. So this is the intro. So once we start writing blogs and posts, they would appear right here, in order. Nice. Then I threw up a picture of Kevin Garnett. We have to do the impossible, but it is possible. About us. Nice little paragraph. Support us.
Oh, word.
Our philosophy. Our support team consists of Jackson. Oh, I gotta edit that. Jackson and Cyro. It also includes people like you. I want to start a newsletter.
Oh, that's a great idea. Yeah.
A weekly newsletter, and then right here I have a little event calendar that shows. Oh, I gotta change that one right there, but Eastern time or things right here is it's my LinkedIn.
I was gonna say we got LinkedIn. Nice.
Yeah, I need to make that. And then I posted photos I liked from the 2022 to 2023 season. Here's subscribe to the newsletter.
Oh, sweet.
Here you can contact us. And then right here, guess what? You can turn on the stream right now.
Wow. That is very cool.
Because we're now on Twitch. I had to make us a Twitch account.
Oh, cool.
So right here, we can if you didn't want to go on YouTube and you're just oh shit, let me just go to the bballshow.com. You just press the middle tab and it's literally our stream.
Nice.
Right here.
I like about Twitch, you can, if you don't have YouTube Premium, which by the way is a great investment if you don't have it already, but I like how on Twitch you can still watch stuff and go scroll other shit. It still plays in the background just like YouTube Premium.
You can do that with regular YouTube too.
No, you can't. Nice.
Yeah, you can. I do it.
No, you can't.
And then right here is a couple of our videos that I liked.
Oh, nice.
And
then that thumbnail, baby.
And then the titles. And
wait.
And then you want some more love?
Oh, very cool. No, I want dude, I'm gonna look it up. That thumbnail that I made for that Knicks video, one of our popular videos, is so sexy to me. I'm looking at it right now. It sucks because it's cut off because of the time thing, but it's just that RJ Barrett Knicks one. It's just the color works. I think a large reason why that video did so well is because of the title and thumbnail. So very, very proud of it.
Do you think I need to add anything more? I just need to finish this, but this is the website. You can watch the live stream from the website. You can check out videos there. We'll have articles that I need to give. Once I post it, you'll have access, and I can just write whenever.
Nice. How'd you do this, dude? It looks very nice. Looks very professional, actually.
I built it on GoDaddy. I bought us a domain name, and I built Plus, I haven't slept in 36 hours, so I had a lot of
Jesus.
I had
Did
a
you go to
lot of
class
time.
today?
Yeah, I did. I went was on air.
Did you
It
take
was
your
on.
medicine? I'm just kidding.
Yeah. I think, dude, tell me, isn't this sexy right here though? Right here, this looks dope.
Yeah, it is very
I thought,
sexy.
dude, literally when I was writing this our philosophy thing, I was like, oh my god, we need to get a picture of the Raptors fucking championship.
Yeah, I love it. Very nice.
Now that was it for me just gushing on my website I built last night, and that'll be live in the next week or so, hopefully.
You remember the old GoDaddy commercials with Danica Patrick?
Yes, you remember the one where they like make out or something?
Whoa.
Well, it's like an ugly guy and a really hot girl, and they just start making out in the middle of the
Oh.
commercial. It's like the most uncomfortable commercial I ever saw in the Super Bowl. All right, so let's get right into today's episode. And today we'll be talking about this man right here. And I'm about to play the clip because I think the clip deserves to be played. And I don't know if you saw this last night. Did you watch the end of the Golden State Warriors Utah Jazz game? It was a crazy.
Jazz. Are the Jazz back? Were they ever gone, actually? They faltered a little bit, but like, not really. Simone Fontecchio.
I know, Simone Fontecchio. I'm trying to find right here the clip because I have it on my computer. Okay, 1 second. Because I have it. I literally downloaded it last night, and right here. Boom. Watch this shit last night. Okay. Hot shit. That's basketball right here. You're like, okay, nothing crazy. They're still down. And then, oh, no. Strip. Game over.
Use those timeouts better, Steve.
But I just thought this was so cool right here where you saw it right here. They literally stripped his ass, threw it ahead. The Simone who dunked it had his best night. And they've been slowly just playing him more and more. What are your thoughts on the play? I thought it was.
I love when teams do this because I always like. So I can understand where this one's a little bit different, but like, you know, say a team's down by 1 or 2 points or whatever, and they're getting the ball inbounded, they're defending. Like, to me, it makes sense to not foul until maybe 1 or 2 seconds pass once they get past half court. Like, try and force a turnover, trap, put a ball in somebody's hands where they're uncomfortable, like just put on pressure. So I love like when teams don't foul immediately, but like I get the counter to it is you want as much time on the clock for when you do foul, and so you can still have a shot. But like, I love it, man. The Jazz don't. But you also have they got nothing to lose. Go for it.
Yeah, that's something. That's the scary thing about a team that has nothing to lose. They aren't scared of shit. But the thing is, for me, with Simone Fontecchio, he's got that Danilo Gallinari shooting ability where he literally can shoot over everyone, and he has athleticism. He's 27. He's NBA ready, and they've been slowly giving him more and more minutes. I think they just needed him to get into NBA conditioning, and plus NBA like just the flow of the game in the NBA is different than EuroLeague, and that's probably why he's taking a little bit longer to start getting more minutes. Plus, injuries now have helped get him those minutes. But Simone Fontecchio, he's a guy that Kelly Olynyk, Lauri Markkanen, and Simone Fontecchio could literally be your front court and your wing, and then you have Walker, where you could run when healthy. You have Mike Conley and Jordan Clarkson. So you go small with Mike Conley, Colin Sexton, and Jordan Clarkson at the guards, kind of like a Darius Garland, like Donovan Mitchell thing. And then you go Simone Fontecchio, 6'9", 6'10", Lauri Markkanen, and Kelly Olynyk. And oh my God, I know the defense might suffer. But the offensive potential of that lineup right there, Jared Vanderbilt instead of Kelly Olynyk in the middle. And then you have Lauri Markkanen, Simone Fontecchio, Colin Sexton, Mike Conley, and Jordan Clarkson all out there. Malik Beasley rotating. I like the getting out into space, playing with athleticism. That's something that you're noticing with teams, especially not to bring in another team, but the Pacers. You saw the Pacers this past offseason with the draft. They were like, hey, we need to get players around Tyrese Halliburton. So they went out and got athletic guys like Benedict Mathurin. And while here you saw Danny Ainge, they needed more athleticism, some more speed. And this is a team that's a lot longer, a lot, grittier, and just end to end. They're, I feel like, a bit more two-way. And I think Simone Fontecchio is a guy that's showing his ability to shoot the ball and to be a guy who, especially after Colin Sexton, it was just announced 8 minutes ago by Chris Haynes, he suffered a hamstring strain. They're going to need his shooting and scoring ability. And he has the ability to block shots.
Yeah.
Walker Kessler.
Nice. Yeah, Walker Kessler.
That's what he's like. He's insane. He's a shot blocking menace.
He's a point, or he's a block efficiency, or I can't think of a sabermetric to call it, but per minute block monster, something like that. The block cookie monster or something. We'll figure one out.
I just assumed because he averaged 3.6 or 4.6 blocks per game in college. I was like,
it might have actually been 4.6.
I think it was 4.6. As I thought 4.6, I was like, that's ridiculous. But I think it was something ridiculous like 4.6. And everyone was talking about Chet Holmgren's the best shot blocker in this draft. That's not, dude. Even when Chet comes back, I still think Walker Kessler already established himself as a top 10 shot blocker in the NBA.
Yeah, this Jazz team is fun, man.
It is fun. It is.
And Conley should be coming back soon, so my fantasy team will appreciate that. I remember when Simone against my Rockets put up in what was it, 13 minutes, he put up 15 points, or it was something like that. It was the third game of the season. No, it was the third game of the season. And I remember
he had another game 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, against the Knicks, I think. Kenny Beecham tweeted who the hell is this? Oh, random white Italian player makes 3 or something. Random 2K generated player makes 3. I'm looking at this. And, dude, the comments were, just ripping him apart. Geez, dude, watch basketball, please. Because you've been on him. I'm pretty sure you were talking about him being a sleeper for Rookie of the Year a couple months ago.
Yeah, we have a clip saying that. And that's the other thing is I was a huge fan of him, because he's from my hometown in Italy, Pescara. We're from the same place. So
it's right across the street from my hometown.
Yeah. Yours?
Was that? What are you, northern?
Basically east of Rome.
Oh,
on the
Roma.
Rome. It's on the other. It's on the Adriatic Sea, but it's literally east of Rome, but on the sea. Yeah. So I wanted to pivot over here and. God,
Ingram's the best player.
I know. I was literally about to bring that up. So I will say Brandon Ingram still is the vocal leader, but I guess Zion Williamson heard something. But Zion Williamson's on a tear where he's averaging 2 blocks a game, 2 steals a game, almost 10 rebounds, 30 points, shooting 65% from the field. I apologize to all the Pelican fans. I spoke too soon. I will still stand by that. I think Brandon Ingram is the vocal leader of this team. But yeah, Zion's the best player, without a doubt. Zion's a top 10 player. Zion's playing defense, which is he was great at playing defense in college, but he hasn't really played defense here in the NBA. But over the last 6 games, Zion Williamson has been a menace to society on both ends of the court. You got to deal with him on defense because he can guard 1 through 5 because he's so big and so athletic that he's quick enough to stay with the guards, thick enough to stay with the big boys, and athletic enough to jump up and block anybody's shot. And then he just goes in and physically imposes his will on offense. And he's also passing the ball incredibly. That's something that people forget was one of his hype skills was oh, this guy's got mini LeBron-esque passing ability for his size. And we've seen a bit of it, we've seen the flashes, but this is the first year I want to say that we've actually seen him come out literally over the last 5 games. Last night he had 5 assists, 4 assists the night before, 8 assists the night before, 5 the night before that, 8 before that, 4. And for the season, he's now averaging 4.3. And it's been a career little. He's been every season getting better. 2.1 his rookie year, 3.7 his second year. Now in his 4th season, 4.3. Technically he's 3rd, but what do you think?
Well, I love my Duke Blue Devils, and dude, it's so crazy because it's what we're comparing Victor Wembanyama to. I'm not even dude, the hype around Zion when he was at Duke was insane. I know I'm a Duke fan, but I don't watch much college basketball. I remember watching every Duke, especially Duke home games. Zion was much watched basketball. He came into the league. He was a little on the chunkier side. He had that great sophomore campaign, and it's great. My favorite thing about Zion is I know what he's capable of. He put up 27, 7, and 4 2 years ago before he got injured, and I know what he's capable of. I know he's a superstar, and it just comes down to health. And you can see it in this picture here. I get it. You're a big boy. You got to eat a lot of food, man. But health is wealth. Just because you're a big boy doesn't mean you can be eating all that. I'm not saying he was eating crap, but he was not. Even when you're injured, you still got to eat properly, and that's going to be so critical to Zion Williamson is just maintaining his health. Because if he does, he's going to be like he is right now. He's only going to keep getting better. He's just a phenomenal athlete. And if he can stay at this health, man, it's just awesome to see. He's jacked. He's ginormous in a good way.
And he's
fat.
So the team right now is the 6th best offense, and I believe they have the 3rd best defense currently in the NBA. And that's with
5 straight.
Yeah, Zion Williamson has missed a handful of games. Brandon Ingram's missed, I think, 9 games now. CJ McCollum's missed 4 or 5. And Herb's missed 6 or 7 now or some shit like that. This team is still dominating teams on the offensive end. And to start the year, they weren't outright off dominating teams, but now, dude, it seems like there's Zion's doing his thing every night, but it seems like one night it's Jose Alvarado, and I hope he's fine. Another night it's Trey Murphy. Okay. Another night you got Willie Hernan-Gomez and a few other guys helping off the bench. And this is a team that forces turnovers. They don't get killed at the 3-point line. They rebound the ball well, which I always talk about. What does rebounding do? Rebounding is actually one of the best offense and defenses. Why? Because it demoralizes your opponents because you're physically imposing your will on them. And besides that, second chance points, baby. Second chance points. That's another demoralizer. Damn, this guy keeps out rebounding me. I can't do shit.
Yeah.
And this is a team that it's going to be a competitive battle for the team to finish, top 3, top 4. Right now, I think they are a top 5 team. They're a championship contender team the way that they're playing, especially once everyone's fully healthy. They move the ball well. That's a big thing. And I think, look, it's not a lock for this team to be a top 3 or 4 seed, but it's looking promising.
It's a good question. Realistic percentage for the Pelicans to go to the finals. Well, the way the Western Conference looks like right now, I would give them a fighting chance with everybody else. Thankfully, Boston's not in their conference. I still think Golden State figures it out, but I'd say legitimately right now, because they're 11-3. This team started 5-5. They're 11-3 in their last 14 games. The way they look right now, I would say realistically, you could go as high as 25%. I think maybe more down to earth, 10 to 15%, I think is more of a safer bet. But the way they look right now, I think you could argue 25 because of the way the West looks. It's very middle of the pack. No one has separated themselves necessarily. Phoenix looks really good. Denver looks good too, but
right now,
probably the second best team in the West.
Right now, their odds to win the NBA Finals are plus 2,800. I don't.
What's that in layman's terms?
If I can pull up the NBA Finals odds,
plus 2,800 seems like you're gonna make some money if you throw a bet on that.
All right, so right now, the Boston Celtics are from first place with plus 340. I'll just pull it up right here to close this segment out. And if you look at it right here, okay, so boom, and
True.
And I don't know if this is updated. I think this is from the beginning of the season.
Okay.
Because
the Heat.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. This must be from the beginning of the season. But Boston's plus 340, Bucks are plus 480, Suns are plus 700, Warriors plus 750, Clippers 950, Nuggets plus 1,400. Crazy that the Lakers aren't even in there. Plus 6,000.
I would say, right now, the way I look at the Western Conference is you have Phoenix probably as the favorite, but then I think equal playing field are the Pelicans, the Mavericks, the Nuggets, The Clippers, Golden State, because I'm biased with it. I still think they're really good. Like, to me, Phoenix is really the only team that's like, they're kind of like the Boston of the West, but still, I think, my thoughts on Phoenix. I think Phoenix is very beatable. So I'd say 10 to 15% is very fair for New Orleans making the finals right now. And keep in mind, there's 30 teams in the NBA, so it's very good.
It all just comes down to how the West shapes up and like what teams start to fall off. I think again, we've said this before, January is when we're starting to get a clear picture of what.
Yeah, post Christmas, and we'll know a little bit more about
which guys are going to be out.
Boston, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's the other thing is that you gotta, once January comes around, you find out what players are actually on the move, who's gonna get bought out, who's starting to tank, who got hurt. Because for some reason, always December to January, major injuries always happen. You never want to see it, but that's a typical trend. And yeah, so let's move on to another guy who's overcoming an injury. And from an eye glance, if you look at his numbers he's put up in the G League since being sent down, now he's been recalled, but they said he's going to be continuously sent back and forth depending on how the lineups are going for this team. If they need players, they're going to call him up, but if they can't give him 25 minutes a night, they're going to send him down to the G League team because they rather him be playing 25, 30 minutes a night with the G League team than with the starting roster. And this guy is James Wiseman. James Wiseman is a guy that is an interesting. If you look at the stats in the G League, he's averaging like 16 and 10 and like a block and a steal. But if you actually watch the tape, there's a lot of him missing rotations defensively, being overzealous and aggressive and missing blocks, fouling, and all that stuff. And I have faith, but the thing is the rumors are coming out that the Golden State Warriors, along with the Toronto Raptors, we'll get into this with Jakob Poeltl, but they are persistently calling, and the Warriors have now offered multiple times James Wiseman straight up no picks for Jakob Poeltl, and and
take the fucking trade.
And the Spurs have denied the trade, saying that they want at least one first round. They want one first round pick attached for Jakob Poeltl because they believe Jakob Poeltl is superiorly better than James Wiseman.
All right, well then pay him $25 a year.
They're fine with that.
I don't think they are. Who's gonna budge first? It'll be San Antonio. All right, well, here's a counter. I'll give you, let's see. Who can I give you? I'll give you Juancho Hernan-Gomez and Thaddeus Young in a first-round pick. You want that, or do you want James Wiseman?
That was my question is, like, who would they send the Spurs? Because you would think, would it be like they wouldn't give up Precious? They wouldn't. Would the Spurs
have to give up somebody they don't want to?
My thought is, would they just give you Thad Young in a pick so you can just waive Thad Young?
That would be a highway robbery if they don't. If they do that trade as opposed to not taking James Wiseman, that will be.
What are your thoughts of James Wiseman? They're going back there. That the fact that they're literally, I've said that James Wiseman, the Warriors, if they do trade him, they're just going to trade him for a first round pick so they can recover about the investment that they got in him. And that's just because execs have an ego. If they're going to trade a guy that they drafted in the first round, especially a lottery guy, let's get a first round pick back whatever way we can. And James Wiseman, they don't even need him to be the starter. They just need him to come in 15 minutes a night, grab like 7 boards, drop 7 points, shoot 60% from the field, get a block and a steal, and make a defensive impact. So, thoughts?
Well, my thoughts on James Wiseman is he should be in the G League if he's not playing 25 a night, and it's just something you're going to have to kind of suffer with. I mean, you should have taken LaMelo Ball, I think. Let's call a spade a spade. If LaMelo Ball was on this basketball team, he doesn't. He's a point guard. Shut up. Like, you take the best player available. I still am very high on James Wiseman long term. He's a very young player. Like, as Double J is saying, I feel like he's a late bloomer. Like, I totally agree with that. But, he's 21 years old. I think the big thing is, and I talked about this all season before we got into the regular season, because I was very big on James Wiseman, because the James Wiseman we saw in preseason was not the James Wiseman we saw in the G League or in the start of the season. It was a more team-oriented style player who's yeah, he's going to make plays. He's going to get his bag here and there. But for the most part, he's setting the picks. He's getting offensive boards. He's doing all the little stuff to help your team win. So if he can do that with Golden State, then which we've seen in a couple of games, I'm very hopeful on him though, because Golden State knows how to develop players, and we're seeing it on a very much more consistent basis with Jonathan Kuminga. But that was one of the things I got flamed for at the start of the season was, listen, Golden State, if James Wiseman is playing 10 minutes and then he's catching 3 DNPs and then he's playing 10 minutes, like you're better off in the G League. He's better off in the G League, or you got to just suffer with it. So I'm very hopeful for James Wiseman. I would do the Jakob Poeltl trade because I think that would secure the championship for Golden State, or it would at least get them back to the championship in order to defend it if they were to make that trade. But I still think James Wiseman at one point in his career at his peak is going to be 25-10. I mean, I know he possesses it. You just got to stay healthy, continue to evolve your game.
I've said this before. James Wiseman, people forget when he came into the NBA, he was what we thought what Embiid Mobley did. Okay, like that's the type of impact he was supposed to have for the Warriors. And maybe that's me being a bit ostentatious, but I really think that.
Good word.
Yeah, I know. And I think it's just people are forgetting that Wiseman was a guy. Yes, he only played 3 games in college basketball.
He didn't play much. Got injured his rookie season.
But at the end of the day, I think with James Wiseman, what you're looking at is he's a guy with elite skills and talents that he has some real flaws, but he could be one of the NBA's elite rim protectors, a genuine top 5 impact player on that side of the floor. He's a guy who could be a very high level rim runner. And I buy into him being a shooter. We've seen him shoot the ball. He can get that 3-point shot down. And I think he has a solid floor of production eventually, but he's right now struggling to defend away from the rim. And the thing is that, yes, sometimes he misses up on rotations for drop coverage, but I think he's a play finishing big man who has the ability to either develop into a Miles Turner player with better gravity going toward the basket as a rim runner. And I think if you add maybe not being as good as a shooter as Miles Turner, but that elite rim running and average vertical spacing that Turner provides, I think Wiseman has the ability to become a guy who could be a solid guy at the very least, who stretches the floor, maybe like like a Miles Turner mixed with like a little like Daniel Gafford.
Interesting. Yeah, that's a fair point you bring up with the shots. He hasn't, to my knowledge, he hasn't taken a 3 this year, but I remember him in Japan. I remember him taking 3s, and rookie season, he was making, he wasn't taking 1-1-3 game, but he's shooting.
But during the finals, remember we saw that clip where he took 33s from Joe Dumars.
Like he can shoot it. Yeah, you're right. I haven't seen it this year though, which is something interesting. I guess it's, they're looking for good shots, and it's a small probability, but yeah, I'm still bought in on James Wiseman. I don't think he will develop into what I want him or expect him to develop in a Golden State Warrior uniform, which kind of sucks. But for the rest of the NBA, I guess it's good.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely interested to see what ends up happening here, because I don't know what's the correct way this is going to play out due to the fact that there's so much going out. I mean, the guy could end up in New York, and I think that's a great segue to the next thing that's going on in New York. Are they having a fire sale? Like, I have no idea what's going on in New York, but Tom Thibodeau
ever.
I don't know if Tom Thibodeau is trying to save his job or if Leon Rose is trying to save his job, but allegedly Derrick Rose, Cam Reddish, Emmanuel Quickley, and Evan Fournier are all on the trade block. Cam Reddish, Derrick Rose, and Evan Fournier were pulled from the lineup. Quickly's only being rumored to be traded because they have way too many guards, and Quickly supposedly has a lot of admirers, so they know they can get a first. They're trying to get a first for Cam Reddish. That's probably not going to happen. And they're saying that they're willing to package Emmanuel Quickley with Fournier and Reddish with Fournier, either one, to get that contract move because they're trying to get rid of that money. Derrick Rose, people don't think he's washed at this point. and they have no faith that he's going to stay the same. But these are 4 guys to look on the move. It's like $18 million for M. Fournier, $3 million, I believe, is for like Emmanuel Quickly. I think it's 14 for Derrick Rose and like 5 for Cam Reddish. I'll fact check myself, but what are your thoughts right here? I don't know what team would want Evan Fournier. I really don't. The only team that kind of like the Clippers would be the only team, or the Lakers. No, they need defense.
No, we don't.
I'd rather have Cam Reddish than Evan Fournier if I'm the Los Angeles Lakers, because Cam Reddish has at least shown flashes of defense.
I will take every player on this screen on the Los Angeles Lakers. Every single one of them. All of them fit perfectly, actually.
14.5 for Derrick Rose, 18 for Evan Fournier, 5.9 for Cam Reddish, and 2.3.
Let me go down the list here. All right. Evan Fournier is just on a bad contract. He's a solid player. Some contender will want him, and some contender does want him. But
I was thinking like a team like the Pacers. The Pacers, they package Evan Fournier and Cam Reddish. Evan Fournier and Cam Reddish for, you could say what? Buddy Hield and like James Johnson and a pick. No, not a pick. No picks. Cam Reddish, Evan Fournier for James Johnson and Buddy Hield.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that depends. That's not too bad. I wonder what
the reason you do that is because I don't know if Indiana would do that, but the reason the Knicks do it is to get the expiring contract.
Like so here's the thing. Emmanuel Quickly is a really solid, promising player. He reminds me almost of Tyrese Maxey, but I have not seen anything from him this entire season. Like, he's been in the league.
They don't play him. They don't play him consistent enough. How are you supposed to get in a rhythm?
He did the same. It was the same stats as last year, and he's having worse stats.
Emmanuel Quickly's awesome. He grew up 15 minutes away from me. I used to go see him. He went to high school 15 minutes away from me. With the same age.
He's a bucket. And if he was on Los Angeles Lakers, people would be adoring him because he's got that X factor.
Would you trade Emmanuel?
Flowers go to die in New York.
Emmanuel Quickly and Derrick Rose for Gary Harris?
No, I'll give you Pat Bev and a second-round pick for Gary Harris.
Yeah, I'd rather do that.
Yeah, I'd do that actually for sure. I'd do the Magic trade, but I'll give you.
But I guess but the reason after I say that is then the problem is the Orlando Magic already have way too many guards. So
yeah, Isaiah Quickly is just kind of a young
Emmanuel.
Isaiah Quickly. I feel like I've said that a couple times. Yeah, Emmanuel Quickly, IQ is just more of a that's why they would do the trade 100%. Obviously, any team that's going to do that trade is
maybe if the Jazz start actually selling, you do like Kelly Olynyk and Rudy Gay for Emmanuel Quickly and Derrick Rose.
Yeah, very enticing. I'd actually love to get
or Evan Fournier and Emmanuel Quickly for Eric Gordon.
Dude, I'd do that.
But we're not solving defense. I feel like they'd be looking for a defensive guy, though. Lou Dort or Diallo.
Yeah, Lou Dort's money.
Diallo doesn't get play time. Dylan Brooks,
IQ's value is not what it should be because of the dysfunctionality of the New York Knicks. Cam Reddish, I've been on the Cam Reddish train for years, and it's just the same thing you saw at Duke, man. It's like, all right, here's 25 points, here's 2 points. Like, he's not worth a first. It's just definitely not worth a first, but he's worth a flyer if I'm a rebuilding team. As a Houston Rocket guy, I don't want Cam Reddish though. I actually have no interest in him. So it's tough, but I see all 4 of these guys being on contending teams because they each possess something you'd want. I do think literally all 4 of these players would be so perfect on the Los Angeles Lakers, and it sucks that doesn't suck that Russell Westbrook's doing great things, but I wish they had a worse, I wish Pat Bev was on an $18 million a year contract or something like that, and he could, I don't know. I just want to see all 4 of these guys on the Lake show.
Yeah, no, I mean, I just think defense is the most important thing right here. And
the Knicks are just such a confusing, complicated team. I have no words for them. Actually, they've done a good job against Cleveland and Atlanta. I mean, they embarrassed Trae Young last night. So no, it's a huge reason why I have
Oh,
zero faith
Julius
in the Atlanta
Randle
Hawks.
was insane.
Yeah, so I don't know, man. It's almost like they're close, but I feel like they're actually almost in a similar position as the Atlanta Hawks, where it's like, all right, you guys were actually a playoff team a couple years ago, like a high seeded playoff team, and last year didn't go as planned. Maybe it was chalk it up to injuries. This year, I think they're still a game below 500. Yeah, still game below 500. Like, I don't know. They got to figure something out, and I could not tell you what it is. It probably was Donovan Mitchell, but y'all know how that one.
Yeah, no, I think it's definitely going to be interesting to see how all that plays out for them because
The Knicks need like the number one pick in a draft in order to like solve what they need. I think. I don't know how
they need
in the world
they need a frozen envelope.
They need a frozen envelope or a frozen ball or whatever it was, and yeah, they need like Victor Wembanyama on the New York Knicks. Like, I don't want that to happen, but that'd get him back on track. Just first pick in the draft. That's it.
So let's talk about a guy who used to play for the Knicks, and now he might be returning to a team that he arguably had his best seasons with, and then his agent, Clutch Sports, aka Rich Paul, and Rick Carlisle screwed him out of a shit ton of money, and then he's never been the same, or in the sense that ever gotten his fair shot again. And he's a guy that every time, if you look at his 32 numbers, Nerlens Noel is the dog, and the Dallas Mavericks are calling Detroit Pistons for him. And I looked at the salaries, and the only contract that really like works for them to get him is if they went and traded Dwight Powell for Nerlens Noel. I feel like that could be a straight up swap because Nerlens has a team option next year, and Dwight Powell's expiring, so Detroit could just straight up waive him after they trade for him, and he's off the books after this season, while you get Dallas, who they get a big man who's actually on a cheaper contract. And if he plays well for the rest of the season, they can just accept his team option for next year. And Nerlens, he's in a better situation. And we've seen how Dwight Howard looked and JaVale McGee looked with Jason Kidd back in Los Angeles. JaVale McGee isn't working out. So Nerlens Noel could help out Christian Wood, Maxi Kleba. What are your thoughts?
I thought we were talking about Melo until you showed the picture on the screen and talked about Rick Carlisle, but yeah, the Nerlens Noel situation is weird. I mean, Troy Weaver might have made some mistakes.
He was the best high school player in his class. Nerlens Noel,
he's a really good basketball player, and teams would love him. But with Isaiah Stewart and Jalen Duren look really nice. So I really think Detroit's so close. I genuinely think they're so close. They've gotten some nice wins like Dallas and Miami last couple of games, but yeah, I mean, Nerlens is playing like 10 minutes a night. I think he's only played like 5 or 6 times. So I don't know. Troy will figure something out. Also, a team like Dallas could desperately use him.
Yeah, no, I get that. One thing I wanted to say is Harry Giles has been in the league for 6 years, and he's only 24.
Wow.
Yeah. Harry Giles. But either way, Nerlens Noel, Harry Giles is a guy who, and same similar thing happened to him. So they were both, Nerlens Noel, people don't remember, was one of the most tantalizing guys coming out of college. And when he came out of Kentucky, I remember it was the first year the Pelicans became the Pelicans. And he was originally drafted by the Pelicans. And for like the first few seconds, you're like, oh, they got Nerlens Noel. And then they traded him for Jrue Holiday. And he went to be the front court duo with Joel Embiid. People forget that Joel Embiid, Nerlens Noel, and Jahlil Okafor fought for minutes for like way too long. And I think this is just a guy that has shown whenever he's played 30 minutes a night, he's averaged 2 blocks, 2 steals a game. Guy's like an elite.
He's a stocks player in fantasy, which I'm utterly embarrassing you right now, by the way. I know you don't play it, so you won't be invited back to the league, but there's plenty of time left.
I will. I just haven't had time. Maybe I get back into the second half. Have I won any games?
You click one fucking button. You click start active players every week.
Have I won
dude,
any?
And that's what sucks is you're like in the middle of the pack, and it just sucks.
I'm in the middle of the pack.
Yeah, I mean, it sucks.
That's awesome.
I'm embarrassing you right now, but yeah, I guess free Nerlens Noel, although it sounds kind of desperate because I still like Detroit. I'm still promising. I'm still very promised on their future.
I think he should go to Dallas because imagine Luka throwing the lobs to Nerlens Noel.
Dallas would be perfect. And you know who would hate it? Christian Wood.
It'd be Christian Wood at
Christian Wood at
power forward, Nerlens Noel at center.
Can you believe people were having an argument? I'd rather have Christian Wood over Jeremy Grant. Shut the fuck up.
Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. You don't know basketball if you're saying that. Jeremy Grant's a fucking all-star. Which, great segue into the Portland Trailblazers. They've been an interesting squad this year. Dame is back. They're 13-11. And this is a team that what is your thoughts so far on these Portland Trailblazers? Another team that knew they had to get more athletic, so they went out and got more athletic. So thoughts, and you hated Drew Eubanks, but Drew Eubanks is the perfect backup for Joseph
Wrong choice.
You disparaged Eubanks, said he wasn't good enough to be their backup.
Well, I thought I thought they could do better, and I was expecting them to do better. But yeah, all right, fine.
They have 3 20-point scorers. They have 3 guys almost averaging 25 a night, with Jeremy 23 points a night, Anthony Simons 24.7, and Damian Lillard 25.8. Yeah, this team's just going to get better when Gary Payton comes back. That also,
Gary Payton.
I guess the surgery is like a bit worse than we thought, the injury. So
Portland's, I think they're a couple pieces away here. I was so big on Trendon Watford last season, so it's cool to see him. But I think the solution might be trading Justice Winslow, or maybe not the solution. I think, I really like Winslow, I really do. But once Peyton's back, I don't know if he's needed. My thing with Portland is, they just haven't, their best players played less than half of the season. So the fact that they still have an above 500 record is very impressive to me. They lost 7 of their last 8 before this 2-game win streak they're on. So, just growing pains. Obviously defensively is where all their issues lie. It's not offensively speaking. Jeremy Grant's a stud, dude. He's an absolute stud. Shaedon Sharp's going to continue to improve as the season goes on. You know what? Maybe you're right. Maybe Justice Winslow, you keep him. How about Keon Johnson then?
That's what I was about to say. I was like, if you did any trades, I was about to say you package up like Greg Brown, Keon, and maybe Trendon Watford if you can get like a guy. I love Watford, but I'm saying if you can go out and get, I know Jared Vanderbilt isn't available, but like Kelly Olynyk, if you could get Kelly Olynyk, I don't know if the money works there. I doubt it works. I don't think the money works there. Another guy, I don't know if Rui Hachimura doesn't give you defense. Maybe a Jay Crowder you could package. Watford, Brown, and Keon Johnson for Jay Crowder. Or you look around for another guy who, what was the I doubt you just look around for a deal. I think a power forward is what they need, like a Kyle Kuzma, Jay Crowder, Royce O'Neal, Jay Shantant. No, but to back up Jeremy Grant.
Jay Shantant, yeah.
Like to back up. Like I love Nazir Little, but I want more of a vet. Like if they lost Robert Covington, but maybe trade back for Robert Covington. Either way, what I wanted to say about this team is what's incredible is the defense has been mediocre, but we assume with Gary Payton's the second, when he comes back, whenever, they'll be good. But they're basically getting by with a bunch of offensive players trying to stop the bleeding on defense. And this is a team, I think they're like 24th defensively, but they're 13-11 with Damian Lillard missing half the year. Anthony Simon literally looks like Damian Lillard 2.0. And it looks like Damian Lillard has his next CJ McCollum for years to come. And he's got Josh Hart, Jeremy Grant. It's awesome. And right now, Damian Lillard and Anthony Simons are combined to average 50 points a night, they're literally averaging 50.5 points a night.
Does that work for you?
That works incredibly well for me.
So I found the trade that will be accepted probably next month or two. All right, get ready. Drum roll, please. The Portland Trail Blazers will be receiving Jay Crowder. The Phoenix Suns will be receiving Eric Gordon. The Houston Rockets will be selecting or receiving Dario Saric, Justice Winslow, Keon Johnson, and Greg Brown III.
Can you do a deal without Justice Winslow? Like with a different player?
Like who?
What are the number? Justice is what, 5 million?
I failed math. I don't have that answer for you. I get what you're saying, but I think you'd have to give up. No one wants to give up Josh Hart. I think you'd have to give up. I really think Justice Winslow is replaceable. You'd have to give me like Nazir Little then. But if I'm Houston, I don't think he really does anything for me.
So Keon Johnson, Trendon Watford put together is $4 million. And then if you add Greg Brown, that's 5.5. Justice Winslow makes 4. So $5.5 million if you package those three guys. Who's a player you could maybe get for $5.5 million? Hamidou Diallo. Hamidou Diallo, that would be nice. You know, that's actually a guy that I think could really help them out. I'm looking. I mean, Cam Reddish would be someone that I'd actually, if they could swing that. That's not bad. He's just not. You don't know what guy you're going to get right there.
Yeah,
that's the big thing. Yeah. You know, Matisse Thybulle, it's just you lose the shooting, but you get the defense. You could trade right there.
Trade for Kevin Durant.
I just think you look around and it's definitely interesting to see who's. It's not much. You're basically Furkan Korkmaz, Nickeil Alexander-Walker, not really. Gary Temple, he hasn't really played, so you don't know what the hell you're getting there. So yeah, I mean, there's not really a deal out there.
This one's interesting. Isaiah Stewart and Rodney McGruger for Keon Johnson, Justice Winslow, and a second. I don't think Detroit would have any interest in that unless they really felt confident with Jalen Duren being the center of the future. Beef Stew and Rodney McGruder for Keon Johnson, Justice Winslow, and a 2024 second.
Yeah, I don't.
That's actually, I mean, it's not the worst thing. It just depends on how Detroit views Isaiah and how Portland views Justice, but.
Yeah, we'll figure out. I mean,
Anthony Davis, Lillard. Oh my God, eat a bag of dicks, Chris.
They could get, you know, Gary Payton the second back and everything be, you know, Kumbaya.
Exactly. Yeah.
So we don't even know. So maybe they're just waiting for that before they make any moves. Now let's talk about a team.
Derrick Jones Jr. Interesting.
This team has turned around their season. Nobody might admit it, but they're, I believe, 13-7 under our man.
Oh, I am admitting it.
Jacques Vaughn. So when the Nets don't turn the basketball over, they're a good team. I think they're 12-7 or 13-7 under Jacques Vaughn now after going 2-5 with Steve Nash. And they've won 8 of their last 10. Kevin Durant's absolutely a menace, destroying defenders. He's been such a lethal threat. Listen to this. DeAndre Jordan makes 75 to 76% of shots within 3 feet of the basket this season. Kevin Durant's making 80% of his shots 3 feet within the basket. Kyrie Irving's back. He's playing well. And I said this, it's incredible that now the Ben Simmons and Kyrie and this team is playing good and they're turning their season around. Nobody's talking about them. Nobody. The media stopped talking about them. It's just not worth it because you know what? Oh, bad news sells better. That's so stupid. And you got Seth Curry starting to shoot better. Joe Harris is starting to shoot better. You know what? Nabe is going to be back. TJ Warren's back. And you're starting to see a little bit more of Markieff Morris. And I'm liking this team, okay? And I think right here, TJ, I think right now you got Curry, who's played 15 games, making 41% of his 3 so far, while Harris is now, after starting the year really rough from 3, he's at 36.8. So they're rough hitting their shots now from 3.
Yeah. Let's play a fun fact for all of our audio listeners. What's Yuta Watanabe shooting from downtown? Wrong, 57.1. So him and Ben will be back this weekend. And they just got TJ Warren back, so I'm dropping Kyrie Irving.
I know it's wild to see how this is all played out, and it's been incredibly fun because this team now is I believe they're top 15 in offense and defense.
W.
Yeah, and I could see this as a team that maybe they package Cam Thomas and one of their contracts that they have, and they
Royce
trade.
O'Neal.
No, I like Royce O'Neal.
I do too, but he's offering them nothing. Nets fans, help me out. Algorithm comment, help me out. What's Royce O'Neal offering you right now? I don't see any comments.
Okay.
Let's check the live chat. What is Royce O'Neal offering the New York Nets? Nobody said anything.
But what I'm saying is, if you're not going to play Patty Mills, maybe package Patty Mills and Cam Thomas.
Play Patty Mills, fucker. Come on.
I know.
Jacques. Isn't he from your country?
Well, KU.
No, I was just kidding because Jacques Vaughn is French. Like, it sounds French. And then isn't Patty Mills French?
Australian, you asshole.
Oh, fuck.
You're ignorant. You're ignorant, you white fuck.
Dude, yeah, that's right. Patty Mills is a beast on Australia.
I got a job interview tomorrow for a news station that has a company that has 10 news station from Spokane, Washington to Billings, Montana.
I think Montana's underrated.
You want to move to Montana or Washington?
No
income tax in Washington.
No way.
Yeah, Washington State's one of like the 7 states with no income tax.
It would be very difficult.
That's another thing.
If you're that has sun every single day to a state that has sun no days.
Okay, that's Alaska, but like, yes, I get what you're saying. Look, that's one of the other thing is like you're playing for the Brooklyn Nets, like you're in New York and that's all cool, but bro, you're like giving up 50% of your salary if you play for like the Nets. Not as bad as like California. I would, if I was an NBA player, I'd refuse to play in California.
I'm so young, and these guys make so much money that like I'm not gonna dictate where I live based on some stupid American tax law.
Oh, I would.
That's retarded waste of life.
Okay,
you're not a waste of life,
but you're a waste of life. I'll tell you that after saying that to me.
No.
But you know what time it is?
Oh, I have a good idea that I waited till Pirtle. We should get mods in here again, like or not again, but like guys like Thomas, Aaron, the OG chatters. For when we got those annoying bots in here, just kick them on out.
Yeah. But if you guys don't know, at the end of every episode, we play a little game that we think is fun.
Music.
Let's go.
Yeah. Just smoke the backwood.
Here we go. Tyrese Maxey. If this isn't Tyrese Maxey, I'm killing people.
Wrong.
Terrence Mann.
No.
Go.
Well, let me see this all that.
You're not gonna get this? What are you doing?
I'll go Terrence Mann.
I just want to say, if you do get that you're welcome. Were you scared?
I knew Terrence Mann is 22 years old. God damn it!
I didn't.
He's also not 6'2".
Also, did not know Terrence Mann was 6'5".
He's not 6'2". All right, he's in the West and he's in the Pacific. I think that's Ryan Rollins. How many times are you going to guess that player?
I don't know until fucking.
It's not Ryan Rollins. That was a joke. That was clearly a joke.
Hey, you gotta be clear. Be clear.
This is a 6'2" Pacific player, and he's not on the Kings. So he's on. What is it? The Warriors or the Lakers? And the
Warriors, Lakers.
Team? What's the other? He's on the last Pacific team that I can't think of. Portland?
The Suns.
No, it's not the Suns. You're right. It's the Suns. Did Campaign get dreads? Bad guess. Wow, fucking God. Yay. And discredited win because of back-to-back guesses.
Oh wow.
Dwayne Washington Jr. Man, that
What
man
should
was
I
a hooper in the summer league last year for Indiana.
what should I do?
Delete yourself.
Wow. You know what you are?
The fuck?
Rude.
You should go out for a walk. Oh wait, it's probably like 10 degrees in Kansas.
It's like 40
I should go for a
something.
walk because it's probably 72 out.
You know what you are? Just the fucking asshole. Like class A asshole. Though, do you like the website? We just gotta figure out how we'll write the articles and stuff. And then
Yeah, it's very sexy.
it is very sexy. And then we can just start posting every day, and then we can start offering people like if they want to write for free. Just post what they want.
Start selling it to sponsors.
That is true as well. Oh, what's your plan for tonight?
I got my Raiders on. So I watch the Raiders get another win and make a video on it and get like 30,000 views on it. And
You're cool.
you're probably going to go watch basketball and
How'd you
it's not
know?
going to get 30,000 views. And I'll continue to tell you to make football videos.
I have actually been.
I have a Kansas Jayhawk football podcast. Okay. What is it? It takes you an hour a week.
It takes me like 20. It's 20 minutes only. But no. I actually have been meaning to make football videos. But at this point, like I don't know what to record. You know what? I'll do my Vikings.
Yeah, I said the same thing, and then I made a Vikings video one day, and it got like 7,000 views. It's like, huh.
Are you a Bears fan?
Fuck no. Go Pack, go! That game on Sunday was
How?
awesome.
You're
Dude,
from Chicago.
I took like 12 shots on Sunday at the game. It's crazy. And we came back, and everyone was so upset, and I was waving them by as they were leaving the stadium. It was awesome. A lot of fun.
Dude, I
had a brat too. Nice little tailgate. There's nothing like a Soldier Field tailgate though.
I love good brat. One of the best tailgate. I mean, M&T Bank. Like, I don't know if you've ever gone to a Ravens tailgate with your cousins. Those are fun.
I'm sure those are awesome. Yeah, I've seen a couple pics.
It's cool because you're under the highway. Like the highway goes under, so the parking lot that most people tailgate at, like my friends, is underneath like the highway. So you're like basically like in a shaded area, but it's literally the fucking highway above you, like I-95. And it's pretty cool. Chiefs was probably Arrowhead. I went to my freshman year of college. Two boys who lived in Colorado at the time that were my best friends from high school came down, and my best friend who graduated recently, all four of us, we were all from Maryland, went to the Ravens versus Chiefs game the year that Lamar won the MVP.
Oh, nice.
And they lost, but it was really cool. I mean, the Chiefs fans were really nice. Like they fucked with us during the game, but like it was a nice fuck. It wasn't like anything harsh.
Surprises me actually. Not really.
They said if we were Raiders fans, it would have been different.
That's what I was saying because I cover the Raiders and I remember that Chiefs game very clearly, and some things were.
They literally told us if they're like during the game we'll say our shit. They're like, but after this y'all are just Raven fans. They're like, it's different if you're all Raiders fans. But we're leaving the thing. Other KU students were there, and they started heckling my boys, who are like two like labor guys, like they didn't go to college, like one's blue collar like guys, like steel lunch pail guys. Like my one boy is a forklift mechanic, the other one is an MMA gator butcher in Florida now in Melbourne.
We're built on.
And they're at the time they were like just ski bums, but like they're just like they're like these like just college kids are just heckling with them. They were not fucking with it. not fucking with it. And like we almost like brawled in the middle of like Arrowhead parking lot.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, because like we lost by like a touchdown and they were like talking mad shit. I was like, bro, like nobody else was like heckling us. Like you know what I mean? Everyone like it was like, you know, just like kind of like nice, like shit talking. You know what I mean? Like friendly banter. While these guys were like straight up like calling us like cunts and shit like this. And like we're like, bro, we're just leaving a game. We're leaving a game. Like we lost. Like we're not even heckling you.
Yeah. They would hate a Packers-Bears game when the Bears are good. I always get this. I wasn't disrespected on Sunday, but
how are you a Packers fan being from?
I like cheese. No, I hate cheese. Actually, I don't know. About Favre.
He steals from the poor.
He
was my favorite quarterback and favorite football player of all time.
I
guess he not anymore.
I don't
know.
Innocent till
CT.
Proven.
I tripped balls one time and blacked out and came back and turned on the TV and Brett Favre's Hall of Fame speech was on live.
Get a good crying.
I did actually cry.
I've probably 8 Favre jerseys.
Really?
Brett Favre, yeah.
That's pretty sick. All right, I'm gonna head out.
I'm gonna stay for a little bit.
Enjoy. Jerk yourself off.
All right. Bye. See you tomorrow. Thanks for watching. Leave us a review on Apple.
Yeah, be a friend. Like if you're be a friend, tell a friend. If you didn't like it, just forget it ever happened.